This is the brand new 2019 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, and this vehicle has an awful lot to offer. You know, RAV4s in themselves sell about 400,000 a year. It's a huge segment for Toyota. And now that they've introduced the hybrid about 3 months after the gasoline version, this vehicle is probably going to be one of the best-selling hybrids of 2019. Toyota have messed with an electric version of the RAV4, but they've decided that hybrid is where their strengths lie. And at 41 miles a gallon, there is absolutely no doubt that this becomes a vehicle which is extremely well put together. If you look at this vehicle, it has better acceleration than the gasoline engine, it has better fuel economy and more sportiness. And let's take a look at the RAV Hybrid from top to bottom and put it on the road. Look at how masculine the exterior of the Toyota RAV4 is, and they've beefed it up even more. The hybrid version gets its own grille, a special hybrid badge. Every single hybrid comes with the LED headlights. It also has fog lights down the bottom. Now, they could have put LED fog lights embedded in the headlights, but I think they made them separate to actually make the car more rough and ready and off-road. The vehicle also gets incandescent turn signals, which I think is a little bit more old school, but also very cool. It also has this black valance at the bottom, but when you get close up to this black valance, it actually has a blue fleck to it, which really sort of complements the blue in the Toyota logo here as well. And all the way down, the vehicle has lots of different angles, lots of different sort of hard corners. All right. The inside of this vehicle is probably one of the most outstanding parts. If you thought the new RAV4 Hybrid on the exterior looked great, wait until you get on the inside of the vehicle. I'm totally excited in this. Every RAV4 has its sort of own unique personality, and the inside colors on the hybrid are unique to the hybrid as well. It does have an 8-way driver's adjustable seat. If you want the memory seats though, you'll have to step up to the limited version of this vehicle because they're only available in the limited. Now, there are some cool features. Some of these are also available on the gasoline version of the RAV4. The inside of the door handles, the grip handle here, has actually a rubber interior. Now, nobody else seems to do that. They forget that perhaps that you want to grab this and pull it shut in the cold, or you have wet or muddy hands. Well, it's made so it has a good grip on the inside of this. Now, the other things to note on the inside of this vehicle is the steering wheel is the same steering wheel you get in the Toyota Camry. If you've been in a Camry in the last year or so, you'll completely recognize that. They have heated seats up front. If you want cooled seats, you're going to have to step up again to the limited version of this vehicle. You'll find that there is wireless charging behind the shifter, as well as the fact it has this panoramic sunroof that goes all the way from front to back. Now, it'll open as a regular sunroof in the front portion. The rear portion is just a moonroof where it doesn't open. Beautiful insides. Stitching is blue. Soft touch everywhere. Well done. Well put together. Thumbs up, Toyota. As far as the tech is concerned on the inside of the RAV4 Hybrid, it's come a long way. You have a 7-inch thin TFT in between your two gauges, an 8-inch on the dash itself, which is your infotainment screen. There's also the Intune 3.0 system in here, and that allows you now to have Apple CarPlay. Android Auto is on its way. A JBL sound system, very nice. Amazon Alexa, Waze, and this now has the lane trace system in it, which we'll look at when we're driving, and it also has Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, which helps you avoid pedestrians in low light and also helps you avoid cyclists. The other cool thing that this actually has is it doesn't only have a regular mirror, which you're looking at me through right now through the camera, but if I flip it up, now I have a camera mirror in here. But this is the first time I've ever seen this. It's actually adjustable. You can go through different adjustment features in it and change things like the light and how much it's cropped. Also, you can zoom in and do several other things. There is an awful lot of cool stuff inside this vehicle as far as tech and safety is concerned, and it's well laid out. If you want for more, you should probably be looking at Lexus or at least another luxury vehicle. So what's under the hood of the brand new Toyota RAV4 Hybrid? Well, this is a 2.5 litre engine, 4-cylinder, but it's accompanied by 3 electric motors, and one of those is up front, 2 in the rear. A total of 219 horsepower in this vehicle, supported by those 4 different forms of power. The cool thing is about this, that's 16 more horsepower than the gasoline gets. So you actually get a better performance out of what powers this RAV4 Hybrid. You also actually get a better 0 to 60 mile an hour time by just 0.1 of a second. So it does have better performance. It has a sort of sporty transmission as well, along with a sporty suspension, which gives it a little more of a sports performance version of this vehicle. Whoever thought that a hybrid would be more sporty than a gasoline version? So if you like performance, the hybrid is definitely what you're looking for. CVT transmission in this vehicle, as well as being able to tow 1,750 pounds. The real piece de resistance of this engine is the fact that it gets 41 miles a gallon in the city and 38 on the highway. Just soak that in for a second. 41 miles a gallon out of an SUV. Pretty phenomenal. On top of that, this vehicle, it does 6 miles a gallon better than the gasoline version. So if you're looking for great fuel economy and you're looking for also good performance, this vehicle has those 2 elements. Once on the road, you have the option of turning the vehicle into EV mode under a certain miles per hour. It's usually around 19, so if you keep your speed below 19 miles an hour, it'll go into EV mode. But there is a mode selector here. You can go into Eco, which gives you the best possible fuel economy, and then you can also turn it into Sport, so you can get a little more dynamic driving. Now, we've mentioned this before, but just because this is a hybrid, don't think for 1 second that it isn't capable of doing some off-roading. This absolutely is capable, and because of the electric motor and the combination of the gas motor as well, this vehicle actually has great all-wheel drive. Different all-wheel drive system than the gasoline, but its all-wheel drive system nevertheless is extremely capable. It also has a trail button, which allows you to do a little more aggressive off-roading. That's right above the drive mode select button. So there's something interesting that I don't notice in this vehicle, and I don't notice the transmission. This is a CVT. I remember driving one of the very first CVTs that came out. It was in the Jeep Patriot many years ago when they first launched the vehicle, introduced it to the world. The CVT transmission in that, I always made the joke, it sounded like a hairdryer was on underneath the driver's seat. In this vehicle, the brand new Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, you don't hear the CVT. To me, that's pretty exciting. I hate the whininess of a CVT. This doesn't really get, I would say, whiny ever while you drive it, and that's very, very impressive. Now, this vehicle is a little more sporty. We put it into sport mode. It's more sporty than the gasoline version. It actually has a quicker 0 to 60 mile an hour time, and you put your foot down and it really does pick up immensely fast. Now, you have to remember this is a 4-cylinder engine that is underneath the hood in the combination with the 3 electric motors, and that 4-cylinder engine's gonna have to work hard if you put your foot down. So it does get the revs way up, and it does make a 4-cylinder engine whiny sound, but that is nothing compared to the amazing power that you get out of this vehicle. When Toyota said that this was the more sporty version of the RAV4, immediately my mind questioned it, because hybrids tend to be sedate, boring, and unimpressive. This is anything but any of those elements. This is dynamic, it's a great drive, it's super comfortable, and that's the sort of thing you didn't expect, or I definitely didn't expect when I got in a hybrid. They've done an amazing job with this. I have to say, the drive of this vehicle has really impressed me. So let's take a look at everything all together in one part. Look, this is one of the best hybrids I've ever driven. It's a great SUV, add in the hybrid, 41 miles a gallon. This vehicle is absolutely phenomenal. It has lots of tech, lots of room, it has capability, it does off-roading really well, 219 horsepower. All these things contribute to a very top-notch piece of machinery. Can't usually say enough about this. This is a step forward for Toyota. They messed around with electrics. They haven't actually done electrics because they feel they can do better with their hybrids. And I think when you look at this vehicle, it's absolutely right. Masculine, really great looking. So what's it going to cost? Well, the regular RAV4 starts around $25,500. This starts around $27,500. You think that's actually $2,000 more, but there's a few things you should know in. This only comes in a hybrid. If you buy the gasoline version starting at $25,500, it's a two-wheel drive. So you automatically add the about $1,200–1,300 in for the all-wheel drive. All of the tech that this vehicle comes with, it really only turns out to be about $800 more for the hybrid. What does that mean? That means you could probably gain the amount you spent on buying this vehicle back in a couple of years, especially at 41 miles a gallon. If you've liked this video, please go to our website, testmiles.com, or you can go to ourautoexpert.com. Follow us on social media, Our Auto Expert and Test Miles, and please like this video because if you don't, my cats don't get to eat.